Learn what is to be taken seriously and laugh at the rest. If you hate a person, you hate something in him that is part of yourself. What isn't part of ourselves doesn't disturb us. Wisdom cannot be imparted. Wisdom that a wise man attempts to impart always sounds like foolishness to someone else. Knowledge can be communicated, but not wisdom. One can find it, live it, do wonders through it, but one cannot communicate and teach it. Whoever wants music instead of noise, joy instead of pleasure, soul instead of gold, creative work instead of business, passion instead of foolery, finds no home in this trivial world of ours. I have been and still am a seeker, but I have ceased to question stars and books. I have begun to listen to the teaching my blood whispers to me. Words do not express thoughts very well. They always become a little different immediately after they are expressed, a little distorted, a little foolish. When someone seeks, said Siddhartha, then it easily happens that his eyes see only the thing that he seeks, and he is able to find nothing, to take in nothing because he always thinks only about the thing he is seeking, because he has one goal, because he is obsessed with his goal. Seeking means having a goal, but finding means being free, being open, having no goal. We must become so alone, so utterly alone, that we withdraw into our innermost self. It is a way of bitter suffering. But then our solitude is overcome, we are no longer alone, for we find that our innermost self is the Spirit, that it is God, the indivisible. And suddenly we find ourselves in the midst of the world, yet undisturbed by its multiplicity, for our innermost soul we know ourselves to be one with all being. We are sun and moon, dear friend, we are sea and land. It is not our purpose to become each other, it is to recognize each other, to learn to see the other and honor him for what he is, each the other's opposite and complement. It is not for me to judge another man's life. I must judge, I must choose, I must spurn, purely for myself. For myself, alone. If I know what love is, it is because of you. Some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting go. I have always believed, and I still believe, that whatever good or bad fortune may come our way, we can always give it meaning and transform it into something of value. Without words, without writing and without books there would be no history, there could be no concept of humanity. I live in my dreams, that's what you sense. Other people live in dreams, but not in their own. That's the difference. To hold our tongues when everyone is gossiping, to smile without hostility at people and institutions, to compensate for the shortage of love in the world with more love in small, private matters, to be more faithful in our work, to show greater patience, to forego the cheap revenge obtainable from mockery and criticism, all these are things we can do. Solitude is independence. It had been my wish, and with the years I had attained it. It was cold, oh, cold enough, but it was also still, wonderfully still and vast, like the cold stillness of space in which the stars revolve. I have had to experience so much stupidity, so many vices, so much error, so much nausea, disillusionment and sorrow, just in order to become a child again and begin anew. I had to experience despair, I had to sink to the greatest mental depths, to thoughts of suicide, in order to experience grace. We are not going in circles, we are going upwards. The path is a spiral, we have already climbed many steps. That is where my dearest and brightest dreams have ranged, to hear for the duration of a heartbeat the universe and the totality of life in its mysterious, innate harmony. You are willing to die, you coward, but not to live. What could I say to you that would be of value, except that perhaps you seek too much, that as a result of your seeking you cannot find. Oh, love isn't there to make us happy. I believe it exists to show us how much we can endure. There is no reality except the one contained within us. That is why so many people live such an unreal life. They take the images outside of them for reality and never allow the world within to assert itself. It may be important to great thinkers to examine the world, to explain and despise it. But I think it is only important to love the world, not to despise it, not for us to hate each other, but to be able to regard the world and ourselves and all beings with love, admiration and respect.